My husband and I finally decided that after 10 years of exploring our kink, we are going in full time in the bedroom and agreed on an equal partnership outside of the bedroom. We have had our ups and downs in this area, and we're finally in a good place to really let ourselves enjoy our femdom and connecting on a much deeper level. As a dom, I thoroughly enjoy Chastity and keeping my sub caged. He is more attentive, focused, and patient in our day-to-day lives. My sub only wears it during the day and takes it off at night to sleep. Due to a few surgeries, after a while, the cage becomes very uncomfortable and almost painful at times. My sub wants to continue wearing one, and we've been through several already. The most recent one he purchased was a silicone sleeve with a metal ring, which he wore every day for at least 3 weeks before it immediately caused him pain. Since it's been off in our scenes, my sub is not as patient and is very eager to finish. This is extremely frustrating on my end, and as I'm slowly getting into my role, I'm always looking for ways to train my sub to be okay with edging and denial without release. My questions are, 1, do you have any recommendations on soft chastity devices that can be worn comfortably? We've tried plastic, silicone, metal devices, and what are some non-caged chastity activities, games, expectations, and give my sub the experience of being caged without wearing an uncomfortable piece. Whew. Okay, let's make this very, very simple. Because there's a few points to unpack here, and I think our new femdom friend is getting some of these points a little bit conflated. So the first thing, and tell me who caught this. Tell me who caught this. Did anyone catch the discrepancy in what she claimed their dynamic was and what was actually happening? Who caught it? I know you all are brilliant. Who caught it? No one. All right, here we go. I'll show you. Ready? She says, after 10 years of exploring our kink, we are going in full time in the bedroom and agreed on an equal partnership outside of the bedroom. Okay? But then she says, as a dom, I thoroughly enjoy, ding, 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 chastity and keeping my sub caged. He's more attentive, focused, and patient in our day-to-day lives. My sub only wears it during the day and takes it off at night to sleep. That's our first problem. On one hand, she's defining we don't have a 24/7 dynamic, but I'm fucking in charge in the bedroom during scenes. But that's not what her expectations are, and that's not how it's playing out. If this is really a scene-to-scene basis, he should not be wearing that cage outside of the scene. If this is really an equal partnership outside of the bedroom, he should not have chastity outside of the bedroom. There shouldn't be DS dynamics outside of the. If you want an equal partnership outside of the bedroom, why are you keeping you, not your husband, but your submissive in chastity outside of a scene? So I would say you both need some clarity on that. Miss V, who asked this question. On one hand, you're defining your dynamic as scene to scene only, but how it's playing out and what you're tolerating, what you're expecting is 24/7. Which is it? And I think it's creating some confusion here. The second thing here, okay, you said he's had surgeries and the cage becomes very uncomfortable and almost painful at times. And then you also said you tried the silicone with a metal ring, which he wore every day for at least 3 weeks. Now, I don't know how you all built up to that, if you did, but if you did not build up to that, and then you put him in a silicone cage with a metal ring for 3 weeks straight, right out of the gate, no pun intended, that is not how we do it. That is not how we do it, because yeah, we're going to cause injury. We need to go slow, slow, slow with chastity play. Okay? My rule for anal play is small, slow, and slick. Okay? Have any of you heard my parameters for anal play? Start small, start slow, start slick. Okay? Same kind of concept applies here. You gotta start slow. Okay? Not the small. We want to get sizing, and then slow. Okay? So really how I advise is you don't start out wearing it every day. Put the boy in it at nighttime. See if he can make it through the night. Sleep through the night. If he can make it through the night, then maybe we go 2 nights. And then we build from there. So no, you should not just jump into 3 weeks locked up. Especially with prior surgeries, that can cause so much actual damage. And he should never feel pain. The moment there is legitimate pain in chastity, take it off, find a new device. It's not the right one. So you've tried plastic, silicone, metal, and if he's having issues with even the silicone, because the silicone is the most comfortable, that is like the beginner place to start. Silicone and then plastic and then metal. And if he's struggling with silicone, you need to find a new cage. You need to work on the sizing, because I don't know if you all got the sizing correctly, and you need to start slow, which, if this is scene to scene, as you've claimed, is perfectly appropriate. In scene only, start small, okay? The thing is, oh, by the way, if you haven't seen, I've done a few videos specifically on chastity. I've done 7 keys to an amazing Locktober, 7 awesome chastity games for Locktober. I have a complete 30-day Locktober challenge, which you can use it at any time, pick and choose the activities, chastity activities, so on and so forth, from that calendar, all on Patreon. In my video, 7 keys to an amazing Locktober, I did a little cage guide and a sizing guide. So you learn how to properly measure, etc. Watch those videos, do the sizing correctly, do the measurements correctly, experiment with different cages, and good God, do not put him in there for 3 weeks straight. But I do understand, and I do want to empathize with you as the dominant, going, he's so much more patient and mindful when he is locked up, because he can't just get what he wants when he wants it. Here's the thing. There are ways around the cage. It's called submissive training. Okay? So set up parameters. He's not allowed to touch himself. He's not allowed to get off. Set up parameters. Train him. Build that patience. Build that mindfulness. You can do that. Those are skills you can build. And so if you set these boundaries, if you set these points of training, it's verbal bondage at that point. You're not allowed to touch yourself. And if you do, there will be fucking consequences, because I will not tolerate this selfish little entitled beta as my submissive. Train him. There's no training required. There's chastity training required, but there's not really. If you're defaulting to it, okay, here we go. If you're defaulting to a chastity cage to do your training for you, the whole experience of chastity is going to pale in comparison to what it could be if he was properly trained at your hand. Take up your space. If you don't like him being impatient, fucking train him to be patient. If you don't want him to be eager and entitled in the bedroom, fucking train it. Ruin his orgasm until he learns some fucking respect. He's eager to get off? Okay, ruin his orgasm. Then see how he pushes. Then see how eager he is to get off. His orgasm should still be up to you, cage or not. And if your dynamic is in scene only, then in that scene, his orgasm is definitely up to you. And if he's being eager, if he's being impatient because he wants to get off, because he wants to play, because he wants your domination, shut it all down. He does not get to call his shots, and he does not get to do what he wants. You do. Ladies, femdom. You hearing me? And maybe while you're training and kind of experimenting with a cage that will work, you can do a few softer alternatives that aren't chastity, but will create a little bit of tension and mindfulness, such as a jock strap, an athletic cut. Okay? Again, it's not chastity, no, but it's going to make him mindful. Okay? And so that's the thing. There are alternatives, whether it's verbal commands, punishment, and training, or a jock strap or an athletic cup to start. Smaller bouts in chastity, in scene only. If your dynamic is scene to scene, keep it scene to scene. And if in the scene he's being impatient and entitled, then that needs to be corrected in the scene. But if you do not have a 24/7 dynamic, you're creating confusion.